Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to today's Caffeine for the Soul. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to work with me, we've got a new way that you can kind of get a feel for it. And it's kind of fun, and I'm kind of excited about it. And I don't know, depending when this airs, whether it'll be fully live or you'll have to put your name down for it. But we have been working for over 6 months on developing an AI version of me, a sort of a digital Michael that you can talk with. And I was very wary of it, but I have to say, having now used it myself and tested it, it's really cool. And you can find it at michaelneill.ai. So this week, the title of this podcast, I don't mean literally like looking for unemployment. What I'm actually speaking to, it's something. There was a quote that I always found inspirational, if a little bit confusing, from James Watson, who was one of the Crick and Watson who discovered the structure of the DNA molecules, the double helix. And he was asked about the sort of secret to scientific achievement. And he said that he'd found in his life that in order to create anything or discover anything truly worthwhile, it was necessary to be slightly underemployed. And there was something about it that just kind of appealed to me, that it's like you almost need too much free time. And if you ever look at some of the most creative people out in the world, you wonder, do you not have a day job? Because they seem to just have a lot of time to let their minds wander and to just pour their attention into things that don't seem to matter. But what I've found over the years is actually there's a lot of truth to that, but it's not so much about you not having a job or being underemployed. It's about your brain being underemployed. It's about you having less jobs in your head that you're supposed to be doing. And I remember at one point thinking about like all the things that were my job. And my job is to make the people around me happy. And my job is to make myself happy. And my job is to be successful. And my job is to be a good person. And my job is to try and make sure that everyone else becomes a better person. And my job is, and it's exhausting. And it's a full-time job, especially when my job included things like monitoring my dreams and affirming certain beliefs and over other beliefs and meditating every day. And it really was like having multiple full-time jobs. And so I was never underemployed, not even slightly. And so while I got on okay, I wasn't having like a ton of insights or breakthroughs. And then I came across the Inside Out Understanding. And I saw for the first time that I wasn't broken, and there was nothing wrong with me, and there was nothing in me that needed fixing. And a whole bunch of jobs just fell away. And I became slightly underemployed. Now, at first, I filled the time by playing Angry Birds. I beat every level with 3 stars. But after a while, I didn't fill the time that way. And new creative projects started coming to mind, and new insights would come into my head. And because I had less on my mind, it became quite natural and normal for lots of fresh ideas and simple solutions to come to mind. And I was able to get so much more done in so much less time. And I remember the first time I sat down with a client and we did a whole intensive where all we did during the intensive was explore the jobs that we had and what if we didn't? Like, do we really need to do any of those jobs? And I remember asking her what she came away with at the end, because it was very impactful for both of us. And I remember her saying that the thing that I'm taking away with me is no matter how little it seems like there is to do, there's even less to do. Now, how that shows up for me the language I've had for it over the years has changed a little bit. But when I look at my job, it's show up and rain. In other words, it's not my job to grow flowers. It's just my job to show up and rain. Show up and respond to what shows up. It's not my job to plan it all out and figure out what I'm going to say if this happens and what I'm going to do if that happens. It's enough to show up and then respond to what shows up. Show up, be myself, see what happens. That was mine for last year. It's like, okay, that's my job. Show up, be myself, see what happens. And there was a simplicity to all of these that just makes me so available to the creative power of the deeper mind. And because I don't have a lot on my mind, because I don't need a lot on my mind, because my only job is to show up in rain, show up and respond to what shows up, show up, be myself and see what happens. This year I'm playing with show up and share the feeling. But if you notice, the one thing that all of my jobs have in common is they really begin and they could end with show up. Show up as I am. Not show up in some beautiful version of me. Not show up with a plan. Though if I have a plan, that's not a problem. Just show up. Because when you really show up, when you're here, the intelligence of life shows up with you. And everything gets so much simpler. And you're able to create and discover new things. Because you're genuinely, at least slightly, underemployed. Have fun, learn heaps, happy exploring, and I'll talk with you soon.